Western women are starting to get a little bit worried that men are not just throwing caution to the wind and pursuing them and chasing them when they show no interest. They're not throwing money at them anymore. They're not throwing validation at them anymore. They're not throwing gifts at them anymore. They seem to be a little bit worried that men seem to be not that interested in them. So a lot of them in this video are going to talk about chasing and whatnot. I'll play it and let her.
I have an honest question. When did men decide they wanted to be chased by a woman? Am I missing something? A man is supposed to do the chasing. It's never a woman's job.
Chasing.
Don't fall for it. When a man tells you, like, I want you to chase me, run the opposite way.
Can somebody tell me?
Okay. First off, you already are running the opposite way if this guy's having to chase you. So what does that really mean? Chase. Doesn't that mean you're after something that's running from you? You're chasing it? Right. So I don't understand this whole thing. And to me, this just seems like, I don't really, maybe she took the drizzle thing a little bit seriously and men were making fun of you. That's the whole thing. That's what that was. They're just making fun of you and the shit you say. But when it really comes down to it, I actually do believe that a man shouldn't really be prioritizing a woman and pedestalizing a woman. He should be focused on his mission. This is pretty common knowledge inside of this whole sphere. They should be not focused on women. They should be focused on their purpose, their mission, and they should not be making a woman their purpose or their mission. And yes, I'll agree with her, or I don't even know if that would be agreeing, that typically if a man likes a woman, it's on him to kind of create a connection or try to create a spark, right? Take a woman out on a first date, etc. Plan the first date. Which it's funny how women will say they want a man to plan the first date, but if it's a plan they don't like, you're not taking me out to dinner. So they're like, they want you to plan it, but they actually don't want you to be able to determine where you're going or what you're doing. It's like, hey, I've planned the date, and we're going to get tea. Well, I don't like that. I want dinner. Why didn't you plan the right date, right? But it's. What is she even talking about? To be honest, she says it's not a woman's job. What is a woman's job to these ladies? Is there a woman's job? What I will say though is we have actually heard about this whole heavy pursuit, heavy chase from a lot of these traditionally conservative influencers like Ben Shapiro, Jordan Peterson. I even heard Grant Cardone recently talk about how his wife, there was no interest on her part. And we hear about these men who, yes, they do chase these women, and eventually they wear them down and convince them how great of a beta bucks they'll be for them. But to me, it just, when I hear these stories, it's kind of sad. And hey, maybe your heavy pursuit when she was not interested actually kind of was the problem, whether there was an attraction there. And in a lot of ways, I completely disagree with these women and their mindset. I'm completely opposite. I don't think a man should, if we're going to talk about chasing, I don't think a man should chase a woman. I think if a woman is really interested in a man, she needs to submit to his will. A lot of what this is really is actually, she's talking about kind of submissive behavior on the man's part, like getting on his knees and pleading and chasing and following up and blowing up her phone. To me, this is kind of submissive. This is sort of submissive behavior in a way. And other people will hear me and say, no, this is a man going after what he wants. This is a man not taking no for an answer. This is a man declaring what he wants. And to me, it's like, yeah, you're kind of not really thinking about the actually like psychology of attraction. And when you chase something, obviously it's running away from you, but it's like you need to pull back a little bit and allow it to come to you. And this is specifically true with women And look, if the attraction isn't there, if you don't like show interest, and I'll say after a first date, or I'm not gonna chase you. I'm not gonna try to go after you. Actually, me remaining stoic and not needing you, again, it's gonna make the woman come to you. So I actually am completely opposite. These women think, if we're gonna talk about chasing, I'll grant her that. These women think men should be chasing women. I think women should be chasing men, and men should be chasing their purpose. So I couldn't disagree with her more. If we're going to actually talk about chasing, right, then no. Women should be chasing men because they're the prize. How about that? How about that? Men are the prize. Suck on that.
Way.
Can somebody tell me why when a guy goes through a breakup, the first thing he does is download Tinder?
Well, that's because most men don't have rosters or backup plans, so they like to wait until their relationship is fully over before they start pursuing somebody else.
That's true.
Since I have some awesome guys on TikTok right now listening, I'm thinking, may I have your opinion, please? What is it with men these days and not wanting to date? Do you guys have a fear of commitment? Is it the woman these days?
Yes.
Does it have anything to do with spending money on women? Does it have anything to do with trust issues? Maybe dating apps? Maybe you feel like there are endless options in terms of significant others? Please let me know in the comments.
True.
Okay, so I actually like this girl. She isn't wearing a ton of makeup, which is what most of these girls in this video are going to be doing. She isn't wearing a ton of makeup. She talks pretty soft. She looks fit. She sounds friendly. She seems to be genuinely asking. I like her. She seems nice. So I think it's important that we point out some of the good women on this channel. But yeah, I mean it's the women, no doubt about it. That's really quite simple. It's the women, no interest. And a lot of modern women, no interest. But I think this girl kind of gets it. She's going completely raw. She's talking very soft. Comes off very feminine, doesn't she? Cool.
Comments.
Let's move on to this next one here.
True masculine energy men are born to pursue.
Stop right there. I think we have seen enough of women dictating the terms of masculinity. Right, we've gotten to the point to where we see how that works when we listen in on how on women trying to dictate masculinity. I think we've heard that. We've heard enough. It's completely destroyed it. They talk about toxic masculinity, and then these other women talk about men need to be more masculine. Stop. There's a lot of talk about what men should and shouldn't be from women, but they're not doing their part. Their part, hey, if you want to say that men are this, men should be leaders, men should be masculine, blah, 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 sure. Women should be submissive and should not try to lead men. You should know your place. A lot of these women don't know their place, but they want to tell men what their place is. You see what I'm saying? I'll be a man, I'll lead, and I'll tell you to sit down and be quiet and stop trying to lead men. Know your place.
They thrive off of competition and challenge. And it's true, if they really desire a woman, they will do anything to get her, as long as there's interest on her part and he makes her feel safe.
This whole
Okay, so I mean, yeah, she added the caveat, as long as there's interest on their part. I'm fine with that.
Whole thing about men nowadays wanting a soft girl life and to be chased really just blows my mind. Like,
It's drizzle, baby. You didn't get the memo.
what? Why?
Do you guys just want to date each other? Maybe men should just date each other at this point.
Most girls, or at least my type,
Shame, insult.
honestly, is like the opposite of that. Be obsessed with me, act insane, send me flowers, bring me coffee to work.
Yeah, I'm sure that will not turn you off. Look, man, I know where your upper lip ends. Who do you think you're tricking? What is this thing you've painted in the corner of your eye? This is what I find pretty interesting about makeup. And look, a little makeup here and there, fine, okay. But if you really look at what makeup is, hold on. So you have to put all this stuff on in order to look pretty? You mean this isn't your real face? No. Take all that. Let me see your real face. How has this become so, normalized? Normalized. It's weird. It's really weird. They draw, like, what is this corner in your eye thing? It's weird to me.
Insane. Send me flowers, bring me coffee to work, ask to hang out with me all the time, tell me how much you like me and how amazing I am. Otherwise, goodbye. If in my head.
So again, these things she's saying make men attractive, but in reality, she wants the men she's attracted to do these things, and the men she is attracted to probably don't do these things, which is why she's attracted to him. But because a majority of the time he doesn't do these things, she's attracted to him, so she would really like it if a minority of the time he might do these things. Does that make sense?
And I'm like, my future husband would not act like this, then it's just, you're not the one.
One thing you have to understand about men is that they will not pursue you if they feel like they are not worthy of you.
And I don't know. I mean, she might have. It kind of sounds like you are very needy, a little bit insecure. Yeah, I don't know. But like I said, what I said still remains true. The things she's describing, she wants a man she finds attractive to do these things. It's not that these things make a man attractive.
One thing you have to understand about men is that they will not pursue you if they feel like they are not worthy of you. They will self-sabotage because they feel like what you bring to the table, like they cannot match up to that. If they feel like you're too smart, too ambitious, too anything, and they can't match up, they will self-sabotage. So before you think that you're the
Again, I know where your upper lip ends. Stop.
problem, what did I do wrong? No. It's almost like, what did you do right? You'd be surprised how many men will literally be like, okay, no, I'm not going to compete, or I'm not going to like try and pursue her because she's too much of this for me or that for me. I promise you, it is 99% never you. Don't be sad and wondering about what happened with that guy. It's honestly them, not you.
Wow. So, I mean, to try to look through this womanese here, it sounds like she's saying, if a guy's not interested, he's intimidated. That's really all that was, right? If a guy's not interested, he's intimidated. If things don't work out, not your fault, his fault. He's the problem. He's probably a little boy. He's probably got mommy issues. He's probably insecure. He's probably intimidated. It's not you. Wonderful. Well, that's all I got for you. Took a couple of those clips from Cosmic Verse. So, yeah, that's a ton of interesting, to say the least, interesting opinions from some modern women. So if you enjoyed that, leave a like and a subscription, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.